to play fair in an unfair world. You heard me. Stop trying to play fair. So, today is day one of the Stop Playing Small challenge. And let's be real, playing small has kept us broke, stuck, and exhausted. And so today, I'm going to work with you and I'm going to break down this lie that if you just work harder, if you just stay humble and play by the rules, things will work out for you. But the thing that we have to talk about and that we have to remember is that those rules were never written for women like us. So I'm going to share a couple of things with you. First of all, I'm going to tell you the number one thing that's keeping you from abundance. And it's not what you think. It's absolutely not what you think. I'm also going to share with you uh, big examples that we can all relate to, like Beyonce and Michelle Obama. And I'm also going to share a real life practical example of Twyla, who has just had her transformation in consulting. But I'm also going to give you 3 steps that will help you to stop playing small because we got work to do. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, Zach, what's going on? So, first of all, you got to realize that you are working to play, you are trying to play fair in an unfair world. That's the first thing you got to digest. So, the truth is, this system wasn't designed for you to win. I know that hurts. I know. But here's the reality: most of us, we don't have that wealthy uncle that we can call on, or those parents with the resources that will always support us. We don't have those inside connections where people will just send work your way, they'll pass your name along, and they'll make sure that you're always in a good position. We don't have savings from previous generations. We don't have homes that are paid for that we've never had to pay rent in. That's just not most of our situation. We came up through a school system that trained us to work hard, to keep our heads down, and hope that someone would notice our greatness. But let's be honest, those rules, like those rules, they're not built for women like us. Those rules are built for people who are meant to remain employees, who are meant to live a certain type of life, and you are not to exceed that. It wasn't meant for people who are some of the most intelligent people on the planet, who are some of the most credentialed people, who have changed generations. I'm just saying. But in the midst of that, this is also why it's not the game is rigged. It's not fair because we're also expected to carry the weight of our families. We're expected to show up strong. We're expected to stay pleasant, be nice, be beautiful. Now you got to always be beautiful and look good too. And you also need to be humble. And somehow you are still supposed to win in this rigged game. Come on now. I know that somebody can relate to this. So here's the reality of what's keeping you small. So we got the background on this, right? So it's rigged. Why do you keep trying to play fair? Stop trying to play fair in a world that is not fair. It was not meant for you. When my kids say something about fair, I tell them a fair is where you go to ride rides and eat cotton candy. That is not where we exist. So we got to eliminate the idea of fairness. Stop that. Stop that. You're holding yourself back. You're keeping yourself stuck. You're keeping yourself broke. You're keeping yourself undervalued. So let's talk about it. Because the thing that's really holding you back is not your degrees, it's not your credentials. You got that. It's not your experience. Honey, y'all got plenty of that. Y'all got plenty of that. The number one thing that is keeping you from your next level, drum roll, keeping you from your dream is doubt. Doubt. You heard me. And let me show you something. Let me show you something. I want you to think about what doubt is. What is the doubt that you likely experience? What's the doubt that's going through your head right now? You're thinking about doing a thing. You have this dream that you have been anointed with. You have this thing that you believe in. What is the doubt that you're experiencing? Are you doubting that anybody will pay you for your services? Are you doubting that you can run a business? Are you doubting that you can market your services? Are you doubting that you can make it all work together? Are you doubting that you have enough time, that you have enough experience, that you can't get it all done? What is the doubt? Are you doubting that you can make money? What is the doubt? I would love for you to put what the doubt is in the comments. Tell us what the doubt is. What are you doubting? Because it's the number one thing that keeps us from where we need to be. But let's keep going. It keeps us playing small. And so you have this dream. What is that dream? We can't even say what the dream is because we're so afraid that if we say it, it might not happen. Or if we say it, we might have to go through with it. But on the other side of that dream, the reason why it hasn't been accomplished is because there is doubt, and that doubt is keeping you small. It's keeping you small. So let me show you something. You know who else faces doubt? Everybody. Michelle Obama, Queen Bee herself, Beyoncé, yes, Queen Bey. She experiences doubt, but despite all of her fame, her work ethic is unmatched. But she doesn't wait for permission. See, that's the difference. She came up with the idea to do the country album. She didn't poll you all to see, do you think I should do a country album? Will you all receive a country album? Will you all still support me? Or y'all gonna kick me out of the R&B segment if I do a country album? That's not what she did. She came up with the idea. She got the dream. She got the anointing. However it came to her, the divine download, and there had to be doubt. Think about it. That's not her category. That's not the area that she works in. There had to be doubt. But despite all of that, she didn't ask y'all's permission. She didn't ask anybody's permission. And she didn't wait for perfect conditions. She didn't say, oh, well, we're about to have a different president. Oh, the elections are going on. Let me wait. That's not what she did. She moved forward. She gets up and she does it anyway. She does it anyway because she knows that her gifts are not up for debate. Her gifts are not up for debate. Do you know that your gifts are not up for debate? Do you know that your gifts will make room for you? Do you know this? Y'all ain't talking to me in the chat. Oh my goodness. So let's keep going. I just want to give you a couple of examples. Think about Michelle Obama. Think about all of the headlines that you have read and continue to read about Michelle Obama. Think about every criticism, every stereotype that's been thrown her way. And yet she keeps rising. Yet she keeps showing up. Yet she keeps standing tall. She did not shrink when she entered that White House. She didn't dim her light. She didn't try to be somebody else. She didn't try to make other people comfortable by being less of herself. She bet on herself again and again and again. And that's exactly what you got to do. They remind us, Michelle and Beyoncé, that even when you have every reason in the world to play small, you still have to choose to show up big. You got to show up for yourself, and you got to let go of the doubt. Let me give you a more practical story. So there's this lady in my group named Twyla, and I'm gonna bring it back home with this story with the closer so that many of us can understand. So Twyla has spent over 20 years in education, in the special education classroom. She's a special education teacher. You know, she's been wanting to start making more money in a different way. She's sick of being in the school system. Let's just be honest. She's tired. She's tired of having to show up, the rough behaviors, the parents, all of the things that go along with it. See, some of y'all don't even want to say that. Some of you are afraid to say, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. This season is gone for me. That season is gone for her. She's ready to hang her coat up. And so what she knew, she knows her stuff. She knows about special education. She's brilliant, she's experienced, and she's compassionate. She knows these things. But when she tried to step into consulting, she was full of doubt. She was full of doubt. Artie, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. I don't know if they'll pay me. Why would they pay for special education? It's free in the schools. I don't know how to get people to know me and how to get referrals. I'm not known. She had all of the doubt in the world. Listen to me. She had all of the doubt in the world. She thought I don't know if anybody will really pay me for this. She didn't know if they would see her as a business owner, as an education company owner. And she also wondered if she was even crazy for even wanting to do this, wanting to step out and do something different. But you know what? It was after she started taking actions that the doubt began to disappear. It didn't disappear overnight, just like it didn't disappear overnight for Beyoncé and it didn't disappear overnight for Michelle. But the moment she leaned into her strengths instead of focusing on her fears, she got her first win. She got her first win. And we do what we have to do. So she got her first win, but guess what? She also got her first no. So her first win was she pitched her services to a church to do a series of workshops for students. And they said, let us get back to you. And then she also pitched her services through an RFP and went through the whole process. And so as she did that, she didn't know what was going to come of it, but she got her first yes and she got her first no too. But by that time, it wasn't about whether or not she could do it. It was about the value that she was bringing. It made her realize even the fact that they took my call, even the fact that they had the meeting, even the fact that they read my stuff, even the fact that they continued on in the process with me shows that my stuff is of value. It shows that they are interested. They were interested. One went with the services and one didn't. She got her first yes and her first no. But guess what? She would not have gotten either had she stayed in doubt and not done anything. So some of y'all might be thinking that, okay, so if I got doubt, I need to do the opposite and not have doubt, which would be certainty. No, she wasn't certain she was going to win. She wasn't certain they were going to select her company as the one to provide the services. There was no certainty involved in the outcome. But what there was certainty in, there was certainty in the fact that she is skilled, she is experienced, and that everything that she was doing will work to move her forward. So the opposite of doubt is the belief that everything is working for your good, everything, and that you're learning skills, you're building your strength, and you're gaining the experience to create the life you deserve. That's the opposite of doubt. The opposite of doubt is not certainty that you're going to win. So some of us get that confused. So if you've been waiting on the perfect moment of clarity before you act, what you need isn't more clarity. It's more confidence in who you are already. Oh, let that breathe in. Let that breathe in. So let me give you a couple of steps. So a couple of things I want you to think about. So I want you to name the doubt. What's one lie that you've been believing that's keeping you small? What's one lie that you've been believing that's keeping you small about the thing that you want, the dream that you have for yourself? And see, one of the things that we have to work on it as educators and as people who are often the ones who are giving and not receiving, you got to get into the habit of, if you're going to be in this world, it is a reciprocal relationship. You need to engage. Put comments in the chat. It's okay. The people do not know you. Put the comments in the chat. That's how you grow. That's how people get to know you. This is how you network, folks. This is a part of networking. Don't sit back, just absorb, absorb, absorb. Be a part of the community. Add it in. What's one lie you've been believing that's keeping you small? And then write one truth that you can stand on instead. So you're going to write the lie down that's been keeping you small, but then you're going to write the truth down. So I was talking to somebody and she told me one thing that's keeping her back from doing what she wanted to do is because she was released from her previous job. And I said, okay, so what is one truth that you can stand on instead? And she said that I was able to get another job, but I don't know if they would take me in consulting because that just shattered my confidence. And so we had to talk about how many people get released from jobs. A whole bunch, thousands, millions. What are we talking about? People get fired every day. Does that make you less than a person? What did you learn from the release? Maybe it wasn't a good fit. Can you own that? If you're not super strong with behavior and you were in a school that had high behavioral problems, own it and let them know in the next interview if it needs to be talked about. I learned 3 lessons from my previous job. I got to have stronger classroom management. I need to build deeper relationships with my students, and maybe I don't need to dig into content on the first day of school. I need to work on those relationships and the parental connection at the very onset of the school year and even before, so that I don't have that same issue again. So I'm just saying, let's think about that. So, what is one truth that you can stand on? Something that speaks to your skills, to your strength, or your impact. And then the third action. This is a big one. See what I'm saying? I want you to stop playing small. I want you to DM someone or post your offer or tell people about your services. Whatever moves you forward, I want you to pick one action to do it. DM somebody and tell them, ask them to refer you out. DM somebody and ask them would they be interested in hiring you. Post your offer on your social media, free advertisement. Post your offer. What are you afraid of? This is how we keep playing small. We keep playing small because we're afraid of what other people will think. We doubt that what we do is valuable. The experiences that we have are valuable, and the skills that we bring to the table, we don't believe that they're valuable. Although people are calling you every day, they're asking you for advice. They can't make a move without talking to you. They value your opinion, but yet you still doubt yourself, your ability. It's time for us to stop shrinking, people. We got to stop shrinking. No more sitting on our gifts. Today, we're going to stop playing small and walk in purpose. Stop playing small. This is day one. I'm going to come back today, and I'm going to come back every day for 14 days because we are headed into what is going to be the first 6 months of the year of 2025. And what you need to commit to yourself is that 2025 is going to be one of your best years ever. And until you believe it, until you stop playing small, that can't happen. We don't care about who's in office. We don't care about what tariffs are being passed. No. What you need to be focused on, what is your dream you have for yourself? What are the steps you need to do to get there? What's stopping you? Let's move those obstacles. Let's stop playing small. Let's get this doubt out of our head. The number one thing that's holding you back is doubt. And let's make this happen. Today is day one. Come back tomorrow for day two. And let's keep this thing going. I hope that you enjoyed this. Tag somebody who's playing small, who's amazing at what they do, who should be doing more, who should be making more, who is just amazing. Tag that person because they need to know you playing small, boo. There's more available for you. But because you would rather stay comfortable, but because you would rather continue to do the thing that is easy for you, you continue to get the small things. Take a bigger risk, you get a bigger reward. But you first have to step out of doubt and step into playing big and showing up for yourself each and every day. Talk to y'all later.